Stepmother took the boy to the sea to play. She is not shy about changing clothes with the little boy. In the evening, she hugged the boy to sleep. She considers Oskar an unknown child. But actually, the boy is 16 years old. The boy is a dwarf who cannot grow up. The two's excessive intimacy made a big mistake in the future. Mary and her cousin love each other. But the prejudice does not allow relatives to marry. So Mary married another rich man. Not long after that, she gave birth to a son. Their family was happy by this baby's appearance. But everyone did not know that this child was the child of Mary's cousin. By the time Oskar was 3 years old, he knew how to play the tin drum. Every day the boy played with this drum very happily. When the family gathered, Oskar got under the table and saw a man teasing Oskar's mother with his feet. Despite his young age, Oskar clearly understood the meaning of that. After seeing the ugliness of the adult world, Oskar doesn't want to grow up. The boy wanted to escape the filth lurking in this world. So Oskar created an accident for himself. The boy calculated the height of the stairs and jumped down. Since then Oskar hasn't grown anymore. Because of that incident, Oskar gained a special ability. That is, Oskar can use his voice to break glass. With this ability, no one can steal his tin drum. When the teacher is not satisfied with Oskar's drumming in the classroom, the boy breaks the windows. When the doctor wanted to steal his drum, Oskar broke the simulation model in his lab. From then on, Oskar always keeps the drum by his side at all times. Oskar feels happiest when he gets to play the drums, and when he gets into town to play. Every Thursday, his mom will lead him into town, and allow him to go to the drum store in 30 minutes. During those 30 minutes, Oskar's mother always borrowed an excuse to leave. Oskar stealthily follows her, and finds out she has an affair with her cousin. The boy could not understand why his mother did that. That made the boy extremely miserable. The boy walked to the highest point of town and shouted to release his anger. The glass doors of the surrounding houses were all broken. By the time Oskar was 14 years old, his mother became pregnant again. Of course, the baby was the result of his mother's adultery. At this point, Oskar's mother also started to worry. She thinks that Oskar's failure to grow is a godly punishment for her. She was afraid that the next child would be too. Since then, she has suffered from depression. Without waiting for the baby to be born, she ended her own life. Not long after, the peaceful life was destroyed by war. Oskar's hometown is also affected. The cousin who is in an affair with his mother also died. Fortunately, Oskar's non-biological father is still alive. Oskar is already 16 years old, but still looks like a 6-year-old child. Because of wanting someone to take care of the family, Oskar's father found him an extremely beautiful young stepmother. Stepmother and Oskar are the same, very young age. But she doesn't believe Oskar is as young as herself. She just assumed they were joking. The stepmother is not shy about changing clothes with Oskar. At night when Oskar's father is not at home, she sleeps with him. Oskar's body is still young, but all he should know he knows. At this time, the boy was in a rebellious period, so the two people could not avoid it. Something happened. So then, stepmother also became pregnant. She gave birth to an extremely healthy baby. People assume that Oskar has one younger brother. However, Oskar thinks the baby is his child. Oskar considers his stepmother as his first love. However, the stepmother did not care about him. Oskar's son was also taken by his father. This keeps Oskar from being at home. He decided to leave home and join a circus for the dwarves. He performed everywhere to serve the military. After a while, Oskar finds a girl he likes. It was a dwarf girl who worked with him in a circus. The time they are happy together was not long. Cruel war broke out again. The dwarf girl was killed in that time. Oskar's love affair has just started to end. The love of two people that had flourished during the war was withered in it now. Oskar has to go back to his father's house. Oskar's son was 3 years old at the time. Oskar buys him a drum. Because when Oskar was 3 years old, that year also got a drum. The situation of Oskar's family is also not very optimistic. Every day they live in fear. They don't know when the war will strike. When the plane hits the town where they live, Oskar's father takes everyone to hide in the basement. However, they were still discovered by the military. The military ransacked the house but found nothing. Oskar has put the military emblem in his father's hands. He dared not throw it away, so he put it in his mouth. Unfortunately, he was choked, so he made a noise that caused the soldiers to shoot him. The father's funeral was very simple. His coffin was made of short wooden boards that made his hands stick out. Seeing that scene, Oskar hits his drum. This was the last time he hit this drum to bury his father. Now that Oskar is 21 years old, he has decided he has to grow up. At this moment, a child pulled the stone and threw it at Oskar's head. After waking up, Oskar started growing. Because of the war, the stepmother, Oskar and their son come to her sister's place to stay. They started a new life there. The movie here is the end. The central theme of the movie is the boy Oskar's decision to not grow. This means he refuses to accept adult society and behaves oddly. He witnessed hypocrisy in the adult world, knowing his mother's infidelity. So Oskar feels pain and wants to escape the truth. He always carries the tin drum with him to symbolize the purity of his heart. So the boy wouldn't let anyone steal it. Despite his small body, his thoughts are immensely mature, thus causing mistakes in the future. The director is very successful in creating an image of a world full of shitty puppets, with excessive ambition and boundless lust. Thank you for watching. Follow my page to watch more film review.